Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Fluli. Christmas. I mean, basically, I've seen like 20 holiday ads this week. It's basically happy holidays. We're skipping all the other ones. But no, it's almost Halloween, folks, so very excited. We'll be doing some more Blocktober stuff today, and then we'll put it on pause on Halloween. We'll do one more. I am going to do like bonus Blocktober streams next month as well during the week that Wicked comes out. We're going to do a few more streams, and I'm hopefully going to find the time to kind of game jam a little bit on the visual side of this in the time leading up to that. So I'm planning to re-release this on and update it on Fortnite Creative officially when Wicked comes out. Coincidentally, I just had the Wizard of Oz on my mind for no other reasons. But yeah, we'll be releasing it around that time. Blocktober's technically just October though, so I want to get we were originally going to do art pass stuff this week and then do just polish items throughout next month, but I kind of want to spend next month just on the visuals because there's a few more functionality things, and despite what Reddit will tell you, you typically handle functionality before you handle visuals because usually you have to do visuals based on said functionality. So I want to spend today setting up objective trackers for completing each area. It was like the last big objective I wanted to set up, one for each zone last year, but I was so burnt out on setting up a lot of objectives already that I'm like, this is going to be busy work. I don't even know how I want the objectives to be like labeled and like ordered and like visible on the tracker and all of the HUD nonsense, that I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm like, I think we have enough of a solid first pass that I don't need to do it. But now that I'm revisiting it, I'm like, we absolutely need this. So today we're gonna just focus on it will be boring, but and there's probably faster ways to do it. But I haven't made a list of like all of the conditional buttons we need, really. I haven't organized that well, so we're gonna like manually hook that up today to each objective tracker, then we'll test them out. If we have time, I'd like to set up something for like visual stuff. I already have it connected so that on reward, like when you complete it, you get the XP award and you get the objective complete notification, but I do want to set it up to have like confetti and NPCs spawn in and walk around the town, so that way it looks like the town's alive again and all of that. But that'll probably be or not tomorrow, that'll probably be Halloween itself. Why does cooking something feel so slow? Waiting for water to boil for pasta, like if I'm busy, if I have to like go to the bathroom or if I have to like work on something at the same time, the water will boil instantly. But if I'm starving, if I put it in a smaller pot, if I put less water in and I just crank that thing, I swear somehow it takes longer. I'm like, please, I need noodle. And the water's like, I don't know if you do. Perish. I should make buttered noodles tonight. But yeah, as you guys can see by the pinned link up there, we are getting ready. We're very close now to Extra Life 2025. That will be this weekend. So yeah, here is kind of our page. I have it pinned. I will be matching all of our active subs and making a donation on Saturday morning as well. Any stream revenue that comes in this weekend, whether it's active subs, renewing subs, new subs, gifted subs, or bits of any kind, I will match the full amount, not just the half that Twitch gives me, but the full amount that you guys pay. I will put that into charity here. But if you want to make a direct donation, then I do recommend doing that, because doing so will get you an entry to win an Elden Ring custom crochet bag that is based off of an Erd tree design, and it's very big and it's very beautiful. So that can be you if you donate any amount directly. And then we also have a ton of milestones along the way, such as, I think actually we might not make Chat Mix a Latte with the current active subs. We might be just under it. Like, I think maybe we might be like $2 under it by the start of Saturday once I make that donation. So even if you, even though it says 5, even $1 $2 donations could get us to a milestone, and I will still put you in for a raffle entry of at least 1 if you donate any amount. What is my cat doing? Hi, Bob. I hope he's not gonna take a dookie on the ground. My cat's been a little constipated. Buddy? Okay, he fully sat his butt on it, which means I'm assuming he's not gonna take a dookie. And that would be crazy work if he did sitting down right now. But anyway, that aside, we have Chat Makes a Latte. I already like wrote up, we'll do those through poll questions, and that one will not be eligible for giving me food poisoning. I put only yummy ingredients on there. It's more of how you guys want to combine it is up to you. But then we have at 100, I'll wear a Rosalina costume for Mario Party. I've been doing this for a few years now. It's wacky as hell. The wig's gone. The wig is very cheap and I've never like tamed it at all. It's very tangled, so that will be a lot of fun. 150, I will do a makeover for our Elden Ring character, and I'll also try to do the eye makeup on myself as well. 200, holiday baking stream in December. 250, this is where the food poisoning comes in. Chat makes me a sandwich. I give you guys a screen clicker and a thing of all the ingredients in my house, and you guys can pick the weirdest combinations to try to upset my stomach. You guys usually are great at that. 300, I will promise to beat Elden Ring, and then 350, we will play Resident Evil 9 next year on the channel. So those are our milestones. Every $50 milestone also will add an extra Elden Ring stream to the calendar. Currently, I only owe you guys 1 more after Extra Life. Every milestone we hit will get you another one. So potentially, if we hit our goal of 350, then that would be 7 additional in addition to the 1 I owe you. So that would be 8 Elden Ring streams I owe you guys after Extra Life. And then if we hit 350, I have hidden milestones that if you're interested in crowd control stuff that we do on stream, especially for the charity streams, and if you're interested in these Souls-likes and these Elden Ring types, then I think you'll like the hidden objectives and the hidden milestones that are past 350, because last year we actually raised 405 for charity. So I do have a hidden milestone at 406, and I do have a couple more beyond that as well. So if we hit 350, we still got stuff to raise towards, and I will still reward that. And of course, these incentives are active all stream long. The entry to win the bag, $10 gets that and the Bean Boozled bean. 25 gets you more of those things, plus I have to wear a hair accessory, and then 50 gets you all of that, plus you get to choose a character to send to our Sims 4 Love Island challenge we'll be doing later this year. So that's coming up. Again, 2 12-hour streams on Saturday and Sunday this week. Mostly all Elden Ring, except for ending with a 4-hour Mario Party match on Sunday night. I'm going to be very... For 500? Hey, I'm not gonna reveal my secrets. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. But it's gonna be so much fun. I've been setting up everything behind the scenes. I've also been trying to, if you are subscribed to the channel, I let you guys get the video essays a week in advance, which would mean you guys are going to get the next video essay up for your previewing pleasure on Halloween. So I actually got the first pass of that done last night. I spent like 5 hours on it. It's a Zelda based video, and I was like, oh, I can just play generic, like, just game footage of each game over each section, right? But then I was like, I talk and I switch between talking about different games back to back, so there's a lot of small cuts between different game footage. So, like, there's a lot of small cuts within, like, a 10-second span, and that happens a lot of times, so it actually took me a while to do the first pass, but I should be going in and doing, like, the screenshot and meme pass over that video here sometime today. I also have a checklist of everything I need to prep for Extra Life, so we're getting close. I'm excited. But yeah, I will be streaming all this weekend. It's very busy. This week's gonna be... The next couple weeks is going to be very busy, right? Because tomorrow I have my hair appointment, so this is how the pink faded, right? This is how the pink faded. I think I'm gonna get the bright pink again underneath my hair, but because I'm seeing a lot of people for the holidays, so I'm like, let me go blend in and let me blend in and almost look normal. So I am gonna put blonde back on top for now, and then I'm going to go back to the full neon colors next year. But for the holiday season, for meeting folks, I'm like, let me pretend I'm a sane normal person, so I'm gonna put blonde. I still haven't decided what tone of blonde, but I am gonna put blonde back on top and do like the hidden peekaboo strips of the neon pink underneath, so that I could like wrap it around in a way so it's mostly blonde by the holidays. But for here I could just pink. So I'm excited to get that done tomorrow. Then we have Halloween itself on Friday. Like I said, I'll be streaming more Blocktober stuff then. Charity stream this weekend. Next week I have a concert I'm going to in less than a week. I haven't gone to like a pop girl concert ever, and I haven't gone to a concert in general since I was a teenager. So I'm really, really, really excited for next week. And then when I get back from that, Age of Imprisonment will be out. So very busy times for me, both just in general and specifically for the channel. So it's gonna be fun. It's going to be an exciting ramp down to the year here. So yeah, that being said, hi Artie. Cat just jumped up with the utmost grace all of a sudden. But let me jump in here. We'll be streaming for about another hour, so like an hour 15 today. An hour of actual gameplay work, I suppose. But yeah, here we have a bunch of stuff that isn't visible in game, but it's a bunch of gameplay objects we need to know about. These all right here are different COD lades. These are basically the rewards, the XP rewards you get when you do something. So for example, this is the Wicked Witch one, so it awards the set of amounts, which we have set to very large. So it will reward that. It will display the name Wicked Moves, description, defeat a Wicked Witch upon getting that. So that's the objective like reward that pops up on the screen once you complete it. So yeah, whenever award is triggered, or we award the stuff when it says when Alfie is eliminated and then when Nessa is eliminated, which checks out with our stuff. So that's that one. I also have the general, just the main objective tracker stuff, which is another very large one with no description, just says objective complete, which that's what I'm going to be using for these. So I actually went in last night to test and remember how Fortnite Creative does this stuff. So we have the East Area Tracker, aka Munchkin Land over here. That gets that when completed, and then these are our objective trackers. So we have our Good Witch and Wicked Witch ones. We have the Scroll Tracker, which is closest to what we're doing now, right? We have all these hidden scrolls around Oz that when you pick them up, it will increment, which means that tracker is like starts at 0 out of 21, but it will increment progress. So when you pick one scroll up, you get one thing of progress on that. So then when you get all 21, then that objective registers as complete. It doesn't give you the full large XP amount for every single scroll you pick up, because that objective hasn't been given. I think you do get a small amount of XP. I believe I have it for picking up any scroll, but you don't get the full, very large objective payout unless you get all 21. So that is how that is working. So the Good Witch tracker, I have it set up on just this first house here to make or not the Good Witch, the East area tracker I have set up on this first little munchkin house over here just to make sure it works. So let me... Pretty average payout. Let me go ahead and boot this up. Grab our debug money. You start with 1 coin, not almost a million. But yeah, you see it removed the objective. It says objective complete. Gives a very large XP award. And then you're free to go about stuff. But how we want this is we want to have all the areas of Munchkin Land be hooked up to this. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm explaining the process now because we're just gonna be using the eyedropper tool and setting to when complete today. Which might be easier. I don't know, maybe it's easier in the thing, but we're gonna use... So how many conditional buttons do we have in each area? I think 15? Could I just drag and drop them? Perhaps? Where are you? So I'm gonna lock this in the details panel so that it don't go anywhere and I can grab more stuff in the outlier. Will it let me just... Are you sure? You selected? Actually, why did it say 30 something? Oh, because it's grouped the stuff. Hold on. Unlock? There we go. You selected? If I use selected? No. It's just gonna use the first one. Why would it work? Why would it work? I can drag them one at a time, at least. That's probably a little faster than searching. So let me make sure there's 15 elements. Why would UEFN work? That's a silly... What a silly assumption. I think my little game dev bit in the monthly newsletter this month will be the pros and cons of UEFN, because there are a lot of pros, especially if you're newer to game dev or if you're just wanting to know what game dev is like just as a hobby, not even any career stuff. Though there are people that can make full careers out of just creative maps as well, so there's a wide range of what you can do with this. But there are some cons, there are some drawbacks I've run into as well. So I think I'll write up just a short pros and cons things. And then the recipe for this month is going to be made spooky. I made like I feel weird calling it a low-calorie version of spooky brownies. If you're on like TikTok or Instagram, you'll see people call it like slutty spooky brownies, right? And then it will be diabetes. Like they'll put a full thing of like the Pillsbury cookies on bottom, put brownie mix on top, and then put a layer of like cookie mix on top, and then cover it in like drizzle and sprinkles. So I made like flirtatious slightly spooky brownies, I guess, in comparison, where I didn't do the Pillsbury cookie thing on the bottom. I just used like a fudge brownie mix, and then I crumbled up spooky Oreos specifically and put that on top, and then added a bit of sprinkles. So I wouldn't call it low calorie, slightly suggestive Halloween brownies. Brownies of a October season, even. So yeah, it's not quite all of it's like half the amount of things people put on like their TikTok baking videos, where they just keep adding more and more sweets and layering it like it's a brownie lasagna. But I will say putting Oreos on top of your brownies in general, very, very good, because then like the Oreo cookies are so thick that they didn't burn and they didn't like really get crispy or anything, but they stayed intact. But when you bite into it, I might just warm up. I've never thought about this. I might just warm up Oreos a little bit more, because it just tasted like so much better. I'll 15 and try it out. But yeah, they just melt in your mouth, but you still get that crunchiness. And then there's a brownie underneath. Wow, that's amazing. Though I don't know if it's like if I'm supposed to do something wrong with like baking grade sprinkles, because I have like the Christmas versions of it that I put on the gingerbread dudes, and then I have the Halloween sprinkles. They always like either melt and become like caramelized like sugar like form, and then they reharden in like these really weird and like very generic tasting spots, or just on their own they're just like very dry and stuff. So I don't know if I just have really bad, I do have just generic brand sprinkles. I don't know if I just have really bad sprinkles, or if I've just like am doing something wrong, or if I've lost the magic of youth and I'm like, sprinkles don't really taste good anyway. I'm like, that would be fun to keep putting sprinkles on everything, but it just doesn't always come out well. It doesn't always taste well to put sprinkles on everything, and it makes me sad. I want the whimsy of the holidays, but sometimes the whimsy, like I know some people put like glitter, edible glitter in a bunch of their stuff, which I do believe it's edible, so I would like to do that a few times. I can't do that daily though. I don't believe it would fully process in my body. They're like, oh, it's edible. Where does it go? Either that's not gonna look great later, or it's stuck in your organs forever. Like, I don't fully believe edible glitter is all that edible. To some people, just glitter. They're like, there's an edible version? Where is she going? Whoa, sticky keys. You see her just booking it? Okay, so I think I set it up. So we have restore Munchkinland East, rebuild every structure in Munchkinland. So let's trigger every single one. Okay, so that takes it up 1. This is now like a Nick Jr. program. 3, 4, 5. Dare I say 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like I'm talking to classic kindergartners. I actually, y'all want to hear about my depression spiraling? What a tone shift! What a tone shift! Oh yeah, it works. Okay, cool. So now we just do the same for every single area. This is a lot gentler than I thought it would be. Be like 1, 2, 3. Can I talk to you about depression real quick? 4. But industry is so stressful, man, right? So I was looking at like, I know I have some family members that have gotten their secondary educations either right away after their bachelor's, or like years later, like after having kids, I've been like, yeah, I want to go back to school. So that I didn't know if like part of me's like maybe one day like I don't know, maybe one day I could find a way to like I feel like my student loans, like I'm able to like manage them and I'll have the opportunity to pay them off now, but I'm like, do I want to? I'm very hesitant about, oh my god, like taking out more loans on anything, like once you finally get free, like that is so scary. But I'm like, maybe like having a master's in something else would be beneficial in case like the industry just like never recovers from this. So I was trying to think, and the thing I wanted to do in before learning game dev was a thing was I did want to be a teacher, which if we're talking game developers getting screwed in pay, teachers do kind of have the market on that, and to be a teacher right now in this climate in America is like the worst time it's ever been to be a teacher. But at the same time, part of me is like, well, if I had like nothing else, right? And and there is a teacher shortage because of how horrible it is. Like it'd be horrible, but maybe I could pay some bills with that, right? So I'm like, maybe the backup plan of being a teacher like would be more feasible if I went back to school, just to have in the back pocket. And I don't think me being a game dev would interfere with that, though I do think I would get bullied a lot in the educational field, despite me feeling like there's actually a lot of overlap that I could do a whole video essay about, from what I've learned from like all the things I have done in the educational field to current stuff. There's a lot of overlap, honestly, but yeah, aside from being just roasted on that, I don't think it would impact qualifications. I do think having a social media presence, though, especially with me now doubling down and doing more stuff on YouTube, I don't do anything inappropriate on here, right? But like I just said slutty brownies and stuff, right? I would especially want to work with like elementary school kids, and I feel like it could definitely be like a thing where they're like, oh my gosh, she uses not G-rated language on this like channel she has from years ago. We need to execute her now. And you know, in America, that could happen. Which you see a lot of teachers on TikTok and stuff like disclosing their personal life. I know there's something on teacher TikTok where someone did something very inappropriate and very horrible and stuff. But like, yeah, I feel like having a Twitch and stuff, I feel like, not that it should be, if you're a teacher out there and you also just game on Twitch, that is awesome. And maybe I should see if there's more teachers that do that. Like, that sounds so cool, but I'm like, parents would be mad at me, I feel, for, especially since we're starting to roll back to, I think there's definitely people in my area that are probably like, video games are the devil. So having any association with video games, I think people will get very mad at me for interacting with like elementary school kids, and then middle school and high school kids I think would just roast me, which is even worse. Even worse. So yeah, I was looking at stuff and the other day, and I think I just made myself sad where I'm like, I've been going all in. That's kind of what you have to do with streaming stuff and with game dev stuff, is if you want to make it, you have to put your whole heart and soul into it. But in doing that, I have probably cut off other opportunities in other career fields along the way, because I'll never be able to get like the amount of education I need for a different field, or I'll never be able to kind of make it work unless a lot of time passed and stuff, and I fully gave up one career path over the other, which is how careers work. It's the game of life and all that. I gotta see what the North area and Is it the Gilkid land, I feel? Gotta remember what the areas in Oz are called. I can't read that. But yeah, I was sitting there just like, I made myself sad on next. I was like, oh damn, I kind of just know video games. I still hope one day I guess my dream overlap, I think the thing that could overlap back into younger education would be like, I know there were some summer camps and stuff at my university that introduced kids to game dev and introduced them to game engines and stuff. I feel like that could be my overlap. Would be like, not to be like the full grade teacher, but to be like the cool teacher, basically. The temp one that shows up for a few weeks and is like, hey kids, did you know you can make video games? That's pretty cool. Off to the next gig. To be like that person could be kind of cool, but I don't think there's funding for that. I don't think there's a lot of funding for that at the moment. So who knows, maybe if the world is able to get through this and go into a little bit of a better place, that an opportunity like that could pop up. But I made myself so sad. I was like, I could learn how to do other things. I'm just like looking through different master's programs like, Did I spell that right? Gilligan country? I can't read any of these maps. They're so low res. I think there's 2 L's. I can't read the screen either. I'm losing my vision. I can't see. Okay. Okay, I'm assuming, I think I did 15 per area intentionally. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I locked the east area tracker. Hold on a second. I've messed up. Undo. There we go. I messed up. This is let me unlock this and select the north area tracker. Wow, there we go. I messed up big time there. Oh my gosh. And it didn't copy the text. That's fine. I'll just respell this. Design is such a hard thing to like, I don't know, to put into words. To apply in other areas. I feel like graphic design is probably like the closest jump, but at the same time that requires a lot of art skill. I'd be like, oh, I'm a designer, and people are like, oh, graphic designer. I'm like, I can't draw. Maybe I actually need to lock down and learn. I don't know. I gotta lock in. But yeah, I know, like art, you have certain tools that like draw you to a certain field and stuff, but if needed, I know people that have like opened up to other fields to do other art and like commission type stuff. Programming, similar deal. You know the system specifically in one area, but there are languages that carry over into other fields that help you learn other language, and then you can make the jump from there. game design, it's like, I think the closest like opportunities I've been aware of are like other like businesses that use Unreal. There's definitely a lot of like, I know like museums or like startup businesses or like marketing businesses that are like, oh well, we want to use Unreal Engine, but we don't know anything about game design. So like just any game developer they will look for Unreal Engine stuff. And I know Unreal Engine. I know ball. Yeah, I think I've also been stressed just watching the industry kind of crumble around. I'm like, it was crazy when my layoff had hit last year. It was a lot of people like, yeah, we saw these layoffs coming in, it will be a bad one, but usually layoffs they don't last, or like the industry going into a downpour, it doesn't last forever, and especially since we saw this one coming, everyone can prep and stuff. This um decline in the industry is lasting a really long time, to the point that a lot of like senior people been like leaving and stuff, and it's very scary. Which I do have a full-time thing, thankfully, doing level design, which is nice. But a reason that I like to do, even if it's in small amounts, even if I don't keep up with them the best, even if it's never portfolio work, just doing something game dev related on the channel, especially for like these little morning streams, has helped me keep my sanity. It was, I think, my biggest regret at my first industry job was like locking in too much, I guess. I mean, I never regret any of the work, especially on my release stuff, and like my favorite unannounced project that I'll probably never be able to talk about. I don't regret any of the like extra work I poured into those, because it definitely showed, but on my rougher days and stuff, I would be like, well, if I only have so much energy, I'll just keep putting it into work. And you guys saw like us go from streaming game dev like multiple times a week to just weekly to once a month to I missed this month, maybe next month. It slowed down quite a bit. Now it's going to slow down a bit. It's going to be more on a monthly basis here as we get into the holiday seasons, but even then, like a monthly basis, as in we'll do a blockout week, or we'll do we'll bring back the weekly streams for a short amount of time before we fully ramp back up. Just making sure it has, like, we always know when our next game dev stream is supposed to be, making sure it always has some place on the channel, and that I get to do this stuff more, because I felt it when it wasn't here anymore. On that like round of layoffs hit, and I was like, I haven't been doing personal work for a while. It was like such a scary feeling, and I had it honestly when that wave hit. I hadn't been given a lot level design work, and it really frustrated me for like the last couple months of my time. So I was like, I haven't been doing level design, and I went from like doing level design every single day of my life to like I just hadn't, and I was like, oh my god, like what have I been doing? So these streams have been, even if I'm just like I'm scrolling through the details panel looking for something, even when I'm just doing this and not making, oh, I need to go to the awards Codlade, and I'm not making much sense at all, it does wonders for me. When complete. Okay, now I want to see something, because I have it saying 4 objectives should be active. I punched you guys, I'm so sorry. I have it saying 4 objectives should be active at the same time. I want to see which 4 it picks now that we have 5 objectives. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I think we're gonna have to do some like order preferences and like visibility stuff. But I want to see what's the problem we're dealing with right now, right? I know there's gonna be one. What is it? I'm so excited. I think maybe I've been having like a lot of stress streams too. I don't know how, like, my hairstylist and I always plan these hair days perfectly, but every time a hair appointment rolls around, I'm like, I really needed this. Like, it's worth it just to go just drive out and sit somewhere else for like 5 hours in a chair, which usually sounds horrible to me because of my health issues. But I'll just like sit there and just like black out. Like sometimes like she and I like will have, usually the second half of our appointments will be really chatty, but she's tired and stressed in the morning, I'm tired and stressed in the morning, so sometimes we'll just like be really chatty for an hour, and then like the second hour of her like foiling my hair it will just be silence, but it's not like an awkward silence. It's like such a peaceful, like, I'm a respectful client, that I do have crazy requests, but I'm also very understanding. I'll be like, I want to do this, how do you think we should approach it, you know? What's the time and the money recommendation that you can do? And I'll be flexible on it. And then, so I like to think I'm a respected client, and then like I trust her completely with my hair, so we're just able to chill when I have an appointment. She was actually so happy. The last appointment I did was the all-day appointment, which I've never done before, where I did the lift, I did the fantasy color, and I did the hair treatment stuff. So that took like all day. So I was her only client for the entire day, and she was so happy about that. Okay, I don't see the west one up here yet, so that's currently good. I don't want it to be visible until the Munchkin Land one's completed. Or the north one. Where am I? But I am looking forward to kicking my feet up and getting my hair bleached. Okay, let's see what happens when we complete this one. Okay, the north one pops up. Let's go. Let me make sure. Okay, and then I want to run one more test after this. I want to see what happens if we complete a few Munchkin Land ones and then we do the Gillikin Country ones. Like, if we go back and forth, what happens? But let's make sure all of this is working. Thrilling stuff today, I know, but I think this will, like, it's such a simple thing doing it now in a quick stream, but I mean, that's the thing about stress and like level design. Like, if you're just in a headspace where it's like, yeah, this is simple, but I can't do this right now. We're out of money with the debug money. How much did we spend? I've got to give us more debug money is what you're telling me? Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you're just in like a bad headspace and you're like, I can't do this today, then you know what, that is fine. revisiting like this objective stuff on a day where I'm like, I can do this today and I want to, is a very good thing. Okay, you know what, I'll just end game, and I guess I need to give us even more money? My goodness. How do we run out of money that quickly? I don't. Do you have the amount in here? I don't think the amount's in here. I guess we're gonna have to do 2 million. I suppose. Can I even give myself 2 million? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. You can do that. So let's push changes and let's try solving them out of order. And then if, depending on what we see here, I'll try to do the west and the south ones in one loop, and then we'll just do a big playtest at the end. So yeah, based on all this and the amount of time we have left, we'll probably do the when complete like visuals on Friday. So we'll focus on what sort of effects we can have going on when you complete each area so that it's cool. And then if we get that done, that will be, now that the combat is kind of fixed and polished as well, so that will be the last like major gameplay rework stuff we do. Everything else we do during Wicked Week in November will be visual, and I will hope to actually start work on some of those visuals. Like maybe I'll replace the barriers and some of the effects and do some debugging off stream beforehand, but depends on the video editing schedule as well, because December's video, since I will be pooped from the extra life stuff and I will be the concert, and then I'll have Thanksgiving plans at the end of the month, and then we'll be doing Age of Imprisonment. Probably we'll kick that off with like a nice long stream. So I'll have like just like a week or two in the middle of the month to try to do that whole pass, which is coincidentally the same amount of time I would like to work on this. So we'll see how it shakes up. But I mean, honestly, the gameplay improvements alone, like if we had to just like push this and we're like, okay, this is all we can do for 2.0 this year, I'd be happy with it. I'd be happy with it. But I do want to push the visuals a bit more, especially like the barriers and like the placeholder like ring effects. I think those will be priority 1, and then adding set dressing and then more stuff around the paths will be kind of priority 2, but a strong priority that I want to do. $2 million. So let's do you. Let's do you. Let's do you. Excellent. Now, excuse me. Let's do you. Okay, cool. So it won't. I actually didn't know if I wanted the objective to like show up on screen or not. I don't. Okay, there's something wrong with this one. It won't. I think there's just something wrong with that button in general. It won't let you do anything with it. So that's weird. I'll have to check that out, but okay, cool. We might have to check that out now because I need it to work. But let's hook up everything else in. I'm guessing we'll see a lot more bugs once we hook up everything as well. I don't see any differences between the two, so I'm guessing it's just the collision thing. Let's lock this group and just... Oh, and... that didn't raise up at all. Raise you up a little more. It says it's checked out. I don't... Is that why? I don't remember checking you out. Huh? Check in. Objective area. Work. Halfway point. Let's try that and see if it will let go of the button. I don't see why having a file checked out would cause it to glitch out like that, but Fortnite creative's done weirder things before, so we're just gonna do that and move on. Why are we this way? Can I? Hello? Hello? So then this is Winky Country. Technically the east is Munchkin Country, but Munchkin Land sounds so much more fun, doesn't it? Is this some Harvest Moon? Stardew Valley. I've been playing Harvest Moon though. That's been my off-stream game the past week. Now that Pokemon, we have Pokéed the Mons. I've been playing the Story of Season versions, the real Pokemon the real Harvest Moon remakes from the actual team that did the Harvest Moon games, not the team that owned the brands. So I've been playing the remake of A Wonderful Life. In that game, I mean, I didn't forget because I talk about it like constantly, but what a solid little farming sim. Like that's the definition of, especially the definition of a Harvest Moon game. Like A Wonderful Life just always sets that bar for me. Wait. I messed up. Wait, I messed up again. Oh god. There we go. Like, the game's just like, hey, you've got a farm, but also mortality. They're like, you're gonna grow old and die one day. There's a lot of events between, like, other characters that you can watch as they, like, grow older as well. They're like, it's not just about farming, it's about making a life. Which is, that's, like, the secondary goal That's the secondary goal of like every farming sim, right? Is to make a life for yourself. It's treated as the primary goal. Like if you just focus on your farm, like 3 days in, like bro came up to me and was like, "Hey, you need to get married soon. You're gonna die one day." 3 days into the game, he's like, "It's not looking good for you. You don't have offspring yet." That's not good. But like time moves so quickly in that game as well. Each day feels like a full day, but the seasons themselves are so short that you have to make each day count. Oh, it's such a good game loop. And then you get older, your kid gets older, and then you know what they do at the end of the game? You die! You get old and you die! And they're like, did you have a wonderful life? Like, however you played the game, was it spectacular? Was it everything you imagined it'd be? And if not, you gotta start over again. You gotta reincarnate and you gotta fulfill those regrets. You gotta do it while you're alive. You can't do it after the game over screen. And that's so deep. That's so deep. Like, I love Stardew Valley, obviously. Stardew Valley is probably one of my favorite farming sims of all time, as it is with many people. It's an incredible game, an incredible way to revisit and pay homage to Harvest Moon. But also, yeah, there is, I think, it's not how, I think it's a reason that a lot of people like, that a lot of people like stuff like, Stardew Valley. You're able to like go and undo a bunch of stuff. Like, you can get divorced, or you can magic your kids away if you decide, oh wait, I messed up here. Like, there are things to do to undo it. You kind of just have to live with your choices and have regrets and stuff in A Wonderful Life. Or the things you can undo, it's like, okay, but you don't have a lot of time left, because 3 years into Stardew Valley, if I remember correctly, is when like the spirits visit and they're like, ooh, have you done enough with your life? But there's a whole post game after that that's pretty similar to the main game. It's kind of just like, that's where the credits roll, but it's like, it's kind of just like a check-in and be like, okay, main game's officially over, but it's kind of, life's just gonna repeat however you want it from here on out. I really like how small and self-contained A Wonderful Life is. It's just over. It's just like, did you have a good time? If not, why didn't you? What did you, just to be like, what did you do as the player to not have a good time? It's genius. It's genius. It's genius. I love it. I feel like that could be a fun one to stream and to try out different romance paths, cause I thought, given my track record with the emo floofy hair boys, in this game you would think I'd go for Matthew in A Wonderful Life, right? And I've been trying to because I do like his events. I have romanced him before. I do like his events. I especially like, it hits a lot harder for me now replaying this after having like my gallbladder out and still having a lot of different abdominal pain since. Is his story is kind of that he gets sick and he's like, that's why he has to move out to the farm and stuff, and he's like, what if I never get better, and like that fear, and that's why he's so grumpy and stuff. And he does become friendlier to you after, but he's a little over possessive of, I believe it's his like, everyone has like their own like love interests other than you. He's a little possessive of her, Celia. In fact, she has a much bigger crush on you. She has a lot of affection towards you, And then a lot of people are like, hey, you can't flirt with Emily in front of Matthew because he'll get jealous. Not of Emily, of her. And like he'll get possessive, and they're like, you know how he is, and like he'll be staring at her and be like, what if she finds someone and is happy? And I'm like, there's a lot of really good yearning with Matthew's stuff. There's a lot of again, the health stuff really hits home for me, but he kind of gives off Clint from Stardew Valley vibes sometimes, if you know how Clint is with Emily in Stardew Valley. I'm not saying he's not nearly as bad, but those vibes peek through a little bit, and that is like the ultimate ick a farming sim character can give you, I think, is if they feel like Clint from Stardew Valley. It's like, ugh. Oh no. But yeah, if we played a Harvest Moon game, I'd either want to play one of the newer Story of Seasons remakes that I haven't checked out yet, or I'd want to play A Wonderful Life. But in terms of farming sims, I think the ones I'd be most likely to play on the channel would be Stardew Valley or Dreamlight Valley, because that I've only played the first few months of it on my Switch 1, so it didn't run great, and unfortunately it gave me a lot of motion sickness. I would consider re-buying the game, honestly. It sucks because I already bought it on my Switch and it's not cheap. It's full of microtransactions and it's not free to play. I thought it was going to be, but it never became free to play, which sucks. But I wouldn't mind getting it, because I did really honestly like the story. Was like a little more emotional than I thought it would be, and for people that have finished and caught up with, I guess there's at this point different stories from different DLCs, but the main story is finished now, and the people that beat that said it's incredibly emotional and that there's horses in the game now. I'm like, what? That's a win-win. So I am tempted to revisit that at some point, and if I did, I'd want it to be on stream. But I have been saying I play a lot of Stardew Valley, but not full playthroughs of it. I'm not actually good at Stardew Valley. I haven't 100%ed it. I don't know how to min-max my farm. Like, I rarely see the optional locations. I just stalk Sebastian. That is literally it. And I'll get married, and then I like the having kids part, but sometimes the RNG is just bad, and bro never wants any. Bro never gets some, so I never get the RNG to have one. It's like, well, so like months will pass. I'm like, well, the game's been the same, and we've had the same dialogue for a while. It's time to reset the farm. And to stalk them again from the beginning. The time loop must reset. So that's how I play Stardew Valley, but I'd be interested in doing a full 3-year time span and sticking it out and trying to explore and actually make smart decisions on the farm and actually travel to other places, do the community center stuff, fart. All the important stuff that you do in a farming sim. So yeah, those are the farming sims I'm more likely to play, but if we did a Harvest Moon Story of Seasons 1, I would like to play A Wonderful Life one day. But once again, every stream I list 20 games, so I'm like, I really want to play this on the channel soon. We're booked. We're booked for the rest of the year. We're fully booked. I do really want to play these on the channel soon. I think kind of our opening for next year, it depends if we hit certain milestones that will add on to stuff, but fun stuff, very fun stuff, and backlog stuff that I've wanted to play anyway. So that will help with that for the charity stream. And then it kind of depends how many Elden Ring streams we have and how long it takes if we hit the beat Elden Ring incentive as well. How long it takes for all of that to roll in and to beat that. If we had like a ton of extra Elden Ring streams we needed to do, my plan for that would maybe to do that during my holiday break. Like a few full day streams between Christmas and New Year's. And then to do some weekends leading up to like my channel anniversary, and that it would be poetic. I think we started Elden Ring on my channel anniversary this year, right? It would be poetic if we could time it so that our last Elden Ring stream was on our next channel anniversary in January. So that's currently how I'm thinking of timing it, and then it will be X amount of Elden Ring streams in there. But depending on... I don't think we'll get... The big 3 games we drop everything for are Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Kingdom Hearts. I know there's a new Dissidia mobile game, which if they ever port... I know Square's been good about porting their mobile game stuff to Steam, at least for Final Fantasy. So if that ended up on Steam, I'd want to play it, but otherwise, I think we're just holding out for Final Fantasy Part 7R Part 3, and then we're still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4, but Nomura said both are in development and are steady in development, but didn't really have any teaser details, so I feel like we won't get information on either until next year at the earliest, and if we do, it won't be like a they're not gonna shadow drop those games, right? It would be like the start of the marketing for like, we're gonna start marketing now, which means it's 2 to 3 years away. So I think we still have time on those, and I don't think we're gonna get a giant Zelda release next year either. So I think that currently the biggest release we have for early 2026, no joke, is Tomodachi Life. That thing will take over the channel. So other than that, we might be able to squeeze in a backlog playthrough of something. I'm just trying to figure out what that would be. But to get in the mood for Tomodachi Life, honestly, I think if I had to play something before Tomodachi Life, I wouldn't mind bringing back Miitopia again. I think we had some post-game stuff we hadn't done, just to get the characters, and cranking up our... Because Inzoi and Paralives will still be, like, in early access. So cranking up our streams of those. And just going, like, full me-sim channel lore universe for a bit. Okay, I'm trying to think. Do I need anything else? I think I have everything hooked up, so let's push changes and let's test everything. So I don't know, 2026 currently looks like a blur in my mind. But I do know our games for the rest of this year will be Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed, I'm actually about to order it soon. And then Paralives. And then after that, I think I'm trying to leave some stuff open for holiday plans, of course, but also for potential Elden Ring stuff, again, potential Resident Evil stuff. Just trying to leave, not overfill stuff, especially since we'll be so booked like the next couple months. Like, if I don't know what we're playing next year, that is fine. That is fine with me. I think Miitopia would help us prep for Resident Evil as well, if we hit our goal. Like, what are we gonna see in Resident Evil 9 that's scarier than Miitopia? We fought the Darker Lord. I think we can handle a few spookies. Resident Evil is like the horror franchise I'm like the most open to streaming, because I'm like, they do a lot of weird stuff, but you know, a lot of horror franchises are like built on like the backbone of, ooh, let's torture women in specifically grotesque ways, or ooh, creepy crawlies and a lot of jump scares but no like substance to it. Or substance. I can't I can't talk. But oh, we're clipping through the ground now. Excellent. Resident Evil like can be really scary and stuff, but also it's got a little bit of goofiness to it, and that makes me feel safe. But that being said, the new game looks genuinely really scary, so I'm like, But she's blonde and she's got a bob, and I like that. I feel comforted by that. I'll say, if you guys want to see me just terrified, then we shall see what happens. To name the large XP awards. Who did I forget? Oh, I forgot the fountain. Silly me. How could I do this? Objective complete. And then the north one pops up. Yup. Yup. I'm so stressed about it, like, not getting the correct order, but so far it is. Okay, that one. Now it's letting me pay. I guess it must have been clipped too far into the ground? I'm actually glad I didn't have these, because I think there are some blockers on some items that I didn't test enough before releasing this the first time. So I don't think this would have actually, because of that bug, might not have been possible to complete. Are we out of money already? Don't tell me we're out of... Oh no, we're not? There we go. Or... Wait, infinite gold? Now wait a minute, is it because I put 2 million in? I didn't say... Okay, we'll have to check that. We'll have to check that again. I'm hoping that's just because I put in 2 million and it's like, I'm not calculating all that. You have infinite money now, which is good for playtesting, but we... that... It cannot be that for the full thing. So we'll set it back to 1 and make sure. If we have time. What time is it? We won't have time. I think it's just the 2 million thing. Okay, it brought up the thing for quadling country first. Oh, we were doing so well. We were doing so well. So let's actually, yeah, we'll skip over and do this. We might have to do some debugging on Friday's stream as well. I would do it off stream, but I got things I gotta do. I've got video essays to edit. I also have to make a full apple pie this week. because we have all those apples, but they're starting to turn. So I'm gonna put them all in a pie. That was the lesson from Chicken Run, right? Just make them into a pie. I forgot a house up there. Ow. Do this, and now let's test everything to the west, and if it all works, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'd prefer if the order on the last two was inversed, but basic functionality today we'll just test. If it works, it works. And we'll focus on polish for the same system on Halloween, because I can think of nothing scarier than game bugs. Ooh. Scary. I mean, genuinely, it's gonna be scary to me. This area is tricky. I forgot all the ones. There's one more? Where did I put that? I don't remember where the last one is. Or if I even have... I feel like I could have deleted one. No, I didn't delete one because I put in 15 for each, didn't I? Who is left? Who is left? Wait, now I'm stressed. I don't have time to be stressed. I think I gotta go. What was the one thing left? No. That loop up for the scroll, by the way, inspired by the Madagascar GameCube game. If you know, you know. I didn't put it- I wouldn't have put it down here, right? I'm not that crazy. Nope, I didn't. See, I will see you later. I will see you later. I will see you later. Where did I put it? I don't know where I put the last one. Oh wait, I know I put a drop down over here. Did I put it? No, that would kill me. Well... we have technology. Hold on a minute. What? There's all these houses over. Oh my god, it's the rock. There we go, there we go. I was right by it. Well, the basics of that system work. So it's a little buggy, not as many bugs as I thought there would be though. So we can work with this, we can debug on Friday. I also want to add in a few of those completion visuals as well. So let's go ahead and check these changes in. Finish objective area pass. And there we are. All good. So I've got to go. That's all the time I have for today. And I will hydrate. Thank you so much again, Fluli. But yeah, we will work on debugging. Ooh, scariest thing I know. On Friday, I will have the blonde and the refreshed pink hair. I'm excited. And then we will have the Extra Life charity stream. 24 hours of torture, all going to a good cause this weekend. I'm super excited. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.